Hi there. Since you're here, that probably means you want to learn about what makes a good freshman engineering student, right? Well, let's get started then. The first thing you probably want to know is what is the most important thing to have in order to be a good engineer? The first thing that comes to a lot of people's minds is being good at math or science, and maybe ingenuity. I won't lie, those are all pretty great things to have, but there's one force that drives them all. What is it? Passion. Wait, what? Look, I know it may sound silly or perhaps cliche to say all you need is a good attitude, but it is really important. Look at it this way. If you're the smartest person in the world with all the potential for those groundbreaking ideas the world craves, but don't really feel like doing it, then guess what? You won't do it. Simple as that. Alternatively, say you aren't that good at math or science, but you still want to be an engineer. If you really want to be an engineer, it doesn't matter what obstacles are in the way of becoming one if you really put your heart into it. You'll always find a way to make it work. Passion is a radiant quality, and if people see it in you, they'll be more willing to help you along your way, as well as maybe find inspiration in your passion.
So what about it? How is this passion going to help me get through my freshman year? Glad I asked. The first thing is finding that passion, and your freshman year is the great time to do it. This is a time and place for you to explore majors and activities you've only heard about. Most colleges offer free seminars and workshops to get your feet wet in these fields, with some of them even offering free food. Find the one that you really are interested in. Who knows, you might even have some passion burning already. Once you find a major and/or activity, set a goal and go for it. With your passion, you should be able to push yourself beyond whatever thought you could reach, for the sake of reaching that goal. And also, along the way, find the people that share the same interests with you. Find other people passionate about similar things. You'd be surprised by the sheer number of people interested in what you're interested in. And if your passion shows, they will even be drawn onto you. Before you know, you'll be networked into groups, helping you toward succeeding in your goal. Alright, here's when I pass my mic to my good friend, Nicole.
The biggest challenge freshmen must overcome in college is organization. It is difficult enough to find all your classes during the day, let alone remembering what assignments you have due and when. The best solution for this problem is time management. For starters, don't wait until the last minute to do essays for classes. And if in high school you could cram the night before a test and get an A, that's awesome. But just know that's not going to fly in college. Give yourself some safety time to account for technical issues and such. Once you master the skill of time management, you can use it as a solution to the next challenge, procrastination. In college, you don't have your parents or teachers hovering over you to make sure you did all of your homework. It's up to you to get all of your assignments completed on time. The third challenge in college is communication. I know it can be intimidating to go up to your professors and talk to them about class material or study techniques for the next test. But don't be scared. They're here to help you. Going up to them will show you care about the class and want to do well in it.
Autism and autism spectrum disorders, like Asperger's syndrome, usually denote a lack of social skills and sensory problems, but it's properly defined as differing brain functions, usually with negative effects, sometimes with positive. It's important to note that some people without ASD might also have some symptoms, but for people with ASD, the impairments make life very challenging. In other words, things that annoy regular people are obstacles for individuals with ASD. Since ASD actually includes a range of disorders, you want to look specifically at Asperger's syndrome. One of their communication difficulties include understanding language and context. In other words, they often will interpret illogical speech, like sarcastic or figurative, first in its literal sense. Another issue that many people with different forms of ASD have is limited attention or interests, which can be similar to ADHD. Someone with Asperger's might develop an intense, almost obsessive interest in a particular subject or assignment. They might lose track of time and maybe other responsibilities, especially if they're not reminded.
So, how do we address students with autism spectrum disorder? Well, we have to consider three important elements: time management, organization, and ease of access. Each of these areas poses a greater potential struggle for these students. With the amount of work and number of resources a typical NC State student has, this amount of information can be overwhelming for students with some degree of autism. In order to slim the appearance of the work without decreasing its level of intensity, there should be an all-in-one site that contains easy access to homework, tests, and class assignments. Introducing WolfLife, the first streamlined hub for all NC State academic work. Using an intuitive Linux-based category system, WolfLife organizes all of a student's classwork, projects, and tests onto one easy-to-use homepage. Now, any student can instantly check their WebAssign and Moodle assignments without ever having to simultaneously navigate multiple web pages ever again. Simply log on using your Unity ID and access all of your current assignments. You can also sync your assignments to your Google Calendar for quick reminders on the go. Easily, the site can be incorporated into NC State's current database, as both WebAssign and Moodle are NC State licensed services. Furthermore, the overall cost would be around $500, as a cheap server could handle the additional data flow specifically tailored to the site. This integration would be quick, easy, and efficient for students not only just suffering from autism spectrum disorders, but for all students who could find a quick ease of access for their homework, tests, and assignments. We hope this can become a reality for all students at NC State and provide a fast and efficient means for accessing work and completing projects on time.